Now they're willing to give us the wall, but they don't want to give us any of the laws to keep these people out. So we're going to get the wall, but they don't want to give us all of the other chain migration, lottery. Think of a lottery. You have a country. They put names in. You think they're giving us their good people? I don't want people coming into this country with a lottery. I want people coming into this country based on merit, based on merit.
President Trump there speaking earlier today at CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, on immigration. He went after Democrats after tweeting this morning that they've totally forgotten about DACA. That's interesting. They've shut down the government over that, I thought. Let's bring in Dr. Kelly Ward. She's a Republican running for Senate in Arizona and knows all about sanctuary cities and the topic of immigration. Great to see you today, Dr. Ward. First of all, just want to get your reaction to the president's speech today when he touched on that particular element.
Right. I mean, I think the speech overall was amazing. It touched on all the high points and all the great things that have been going on over the last year during the Trump administration. And on immigration, he was very, very strong. And he did call out the Democrats because he put a very generous offer on the table and they just shut it down. They showed their true colors, that they certainly are not about the people that they claim to be for. They're actually about the political gain that they can get from this issue. And so I think we're going to see some border security and you know, maybe we're going to put the DACA issue to the side, maybe offer a temporary solution until we get that border secured. I think the president's willing to do it.
It's so ironic because the Democrats said that they didn't want a temporary solution because it left everybody in limbo. And now they're putting everybody in limbo. Let's move on. Let's talk about sanctuary cities. Because the president really did not mince words when he said, look, if you're going to turn yourselves into a sanctuary state, basically, in California, and you don't want to abide by federal laws in terms of going out and getting people and bringing them in, those that we know that need to be brought in who are here illegally because of crimes, he said, then why don't I just pull the ICE agents out? What's your thought?
Well, I mean, I think it certainly is something that has to be considered. I want people to be safe. I want to make America safe again, just like Donald Trump does. But having sanctuary cities doesn't do that. It doesn't protect those immigrant communities, legal immigrant communities that really are preyed upon by illegal immigrants again and again and again. And so, you know, I think we have to defund those sanctuary cities so that they actually get the message and they change their ways and they start following U.S. law.
You know, how is that going in terms of defund? It's gotten pretty nasty in the conversation, and I'm just curious, as you know, kind of look at this from a border state in particular, how do you deal with it? I mean, California wants to entirely be, at least some of its leadership said, a sanctuary city. What does that mean? A sanctuary state, rather?
Well, I mean, I thought it was great what Donald Trump said, is that our cities should be sanctuaries for law-abiding American citizens. They certainly shouldn't be sanctuaries for a criminal element. People who came here illegally and go to those cities for the basic fact that they know that they won't be taken to task for the bad acts that they perform. And so I think the defund issue has been somewhat difficult because I think at the state level we should be looking at defunding some of those cities as well as at the national level. We've seen the courts intervene and do some judicial activism on this front as well, because they are basically saying that if there's a grant available, states should get them no matter what their policies are regarding sanctuary, and I think that's wrong. So there's a lot of work to be done on this issue.
Real quickly before I let you go, and I think that people can see on our big wall the one of the prototypes. I know that you had some prototypes that everybody's looking at. What kind of is the latest on the wall situation that you would like to see done?
Right. Well, I mean, I think that certainly the first and foremost thing that we need to do policy-wise is fund and build the wall. And any legislation that we propose should end the diversity lotto. It should end chain migration. It should defund those sanctuary cities, and it should implement E-Verify so we have accountability in the employer population and the employee population. And then we need to get that physical barrier up, utilize technology, empower the Border Patrol, and I think we're going to go a long way to securing that border.
Dr. Ward, have you ever had or seen this much conversation about this issue in the last few days than with this president? And while the Democrats and Republicans may not be able to come together always, we're talking about it.
Yeah, I know. I think it's great. I think that conversation has to exist. I love the roundtables that he does, though some of these issues, it's heartbreaking that we have to have those roundtables. But it's great to bring people together so that you can actually have true discussion, true debate, and get to solutions rather than just talk about it. He talked about it today. We've heard a lot of words up until he became the president. Now we're seeing action. I look forward to getting to Washington, D.C. and helping him with that action.
All right, Dr. Kelly Ward, thank you very much. First time on the program here on Outnumbered Overtime. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Harris.